Namaste, welcome, good to see you again. Hope you are happy to see me too. Kathak dance drama. Teaching of any dance form today implies the teacher and the taught. The old Guru Shishya Parampara, though less, is still relevant since Indian dance and music arts are abhyas arts, meaning abhyas, practice. One has to practice, where the close proximity is lost in mass class or university type setting that makes transmission of arts impersonal. In this scenario, what is the implication, mode, variety of teaching and training in Kathak, especially to equip a person plan and produce dance dramas? In first generation, we saw Madam Menaka, Sadhana Bose and Shambhu Maharaj teaching. Madam Menaka established her own dance troupe in 1934 in Mumbai, and in 1936 Berlin Olympics she won the first prize. She discarded traditional Kathak lyrics and took help of trained musicians to create orchestral ensembles. A break from traditional way of Indian music was played. Thus, her productions were a clever merger of traditionalism and innovation. At Berlin Olympics in July 1936, Menka and her group participated in the Dance Olympiad for 2 days, and first 3 prizes were won by Madam Menka, Ram Narayan and Gauri Shankarji. This international recognition for Kathak helped boost the popularity of the dance form in India. Sadhana Bose was popular in the 1930s and 40s. She even sang her own songs in some of her films, including her first film, Ali Baba. An English version of her best known film, Raj Nartaki, was distributed in the USA as Court Dancer. In next generation, we saw stars like Sitara Devi, Damayanti Joshi and Roshan Kumari. Damayanti Joshi, 1928 to 2004, was the chosen protege of Madame Menka, who adopted her as a daughter when she was 4. Damayanti also trained in Lucknow Gharana and was a successful solo artist. She danced and toured the world in Menka's troupe from time to time. She was 5 and by 15, she had already performed at all major cities of Europe. Damayanti's entire dancing career was centered on the concern to make Kathak a dance performed outside the court. Roshan Kumari, an exponent of the Jaipur Gharana, has danced in films Varis 1954, Basant Vihar 1957. She runs Nritya Kala Kendra at Bombay since 1971. In Parinita 1953, Roshan Kumari and Gopi gave a dazzling duet performance. Then we saw stars of the form like Maya Rao, Birju Maharaj and Kumudini Lakhia. Some of the students who attained stardom are Saraswati Sen, Shobhana Narayan, Rani Karna and Durga Lal. In the next generation, we saw Daksha Sheth, Aditi Mangaldas and Shobha Jai Singh. In recent years, we see new stars of the form rise like Anuj Mishra, son of Pandit Arjun Mishra, Tushar Bhatt and Prashant Shah. After the first generation of pioneers like Madam Menaka, Sitara Devi, Damayanti Joshi and Roshan Kumari, the work of Birju Maharaj is seminal. Birju Maharaj was initially trained by his father Achan Maharaj and later by his uncle Shambhu Maharaj. He taught for many years at Bharatiya Kala Kendra, Delhi and was head of faculty and director at Kathak Kendra. Birju Maharaj uplifted Kathak to great heights with his Kathak dance dramas. As a creative choreographer, he has given Kathak dance a new dimension through his fascinating group compositions. He retired in 1998, after which he opened his own dance school, Kala Ashram, in Delhi. He is a versatile artist, a vocalist, percussionist, music composer, poet and painter. Birju Maharaj has also contributed to Kathak in films. He directed dance, composed music and sung playback for 2 classical dance sequences in the film The Chess Players, directed by Satyajit Ray. He has done choreography for the films Dil To Pagal Hai, Gaddar, Devdas and Vishwarupam. Birju Maharaj used all languages in Kathak, his native Awadhi, then Braj, Sanskrit, Hindi, even English. He is a multi-talented genius and equipped to use any mode and method. His wide-ranging works in different languages of Kathak, classical, contemporary films. When one sees his lifetime work, one can see that he is one-man superstar of Kathak. Many believe that Kumudni Lakhia's solo performance called Duvidha was a turning point of Kathak as a dance form. She founded the Kadam School of Dance and Music in Ahmedabad in 1967 and has done more than 70 successful productions all over the world. Her choreographies include Dhabkar, Yugal, Atakim, The Peg, Okaharan, Sam Samvedana, Suvarna, Bhav Krida, Golden Chains, Kolahal, Mushti, to name a few. All my first compositions were abstract, she says. We were always doing stories from Indian mythology on Radha, Krishna, Shiva, Rama, Sita. We could not get away from it. I thought we are imposing our mythology on the dance form. Can't the dance stand on its own? Is it not an art form which has its own feet? So no mythology. Let dance be dance. So I did all abstract things. My first production was Dhabkar, pulse, then Kolahal, noise. I have done Athakim. Now where do I go from here? 3 times. My students like Daksha Seth, Aditi Mangal Das felt encouraged to experiment after the East-West encounter. With extensive training under the leading gurus of Kathak, Kumudni Lakhia and Pandit Beju Maharaj, Aditi Mangal Das, today recognized for her artistry and technique, eloquence and characteristic energy that mark every performance. Like her gurus, she has attempted to break new ground by using knowledge and experience of Kathak as a springboard to evolve a contemporary dance vocabulary infused with the spirit of the classical. As I remember, Aditi was never satisfied with just the technique or kinetics of dance. She wanted to explore the space around her, the energy as a driving force, the innumerable patterns forming kaleidoscopic extensions, the colors, moods, and just about everything. Her concerns were of larger images outside her own little frail being, says Aditi's guru Kumudni Lakhia. The purists, Aditi says, refuse to see her work as Kathak, and the modernists say that she is too traditional. She calls it contemporary Kathak and continues experimenting, unfazed by either the brickbats or the bouquets which come her way. I wanted to grow out of Kathak and extend beyond it, but I have learned Kathak for so many years that I want the base, the feel, the spirit and vitality of it to remain. I wanted to stay recognizable as Kathak. I think it always will be. Daksha Seth studied with Guru Kumudni Lakhia for 18 years before leaving her native Gujarat for Delhi in 1982. She soon decided to experiment outside the dance form's boundaries and drew from her experience of Kathak from North India, Chow from East India, Kalari Payatu from South India, and Malakham from West India to combine tradition with contemporary Indian dance. Daksha's use of hand beat over the body was inspired by Kathak. Each production has radical changes in the context of music, costume, staging, themes, music, lighting, dancing, etc. Daksha Seth's choreography, along with the composer husband Devisro's conceptualization and visual direction, has resulted in some visually spectacular productions. Shobna Narayan has produced international collaborative works with leading dancers of Western classical ballet, Spanish flamenco, tap dance, Buddhist chants with Buddhist monks, as well as to the composition of Western classical composers. She has worked on philosophical themes on the lives of contemporary sages such as Vivekananda, Ramana Maharishi, Ramakrishna Paramahans, and Mahatma Gandhi. She has incorporated modern themes such as child abuse and human rights in her performances. Her concern for environment ended in Dishanta way back in 1982, when such themes were not yet common. In the 90s, Shobana presented dramatic burning issue of incest at a traditional Kathak dance festival through Toota Ye Vishwas Kyun, that focused on the psychology of the victim and her mother. Shobana's list of production is long. In the last 25 years or so, Nadru, headed by Guru Shama Bhatte in Pune, has presented several collaborations like Nad Bindu with dance choreographed to Syed Haider Raza's paintings, to Nishabd, dance based on French documentary exploring silence on marine lives and the lack of sound. Confluence is based on life of Kasturba Gandhi. The new format sees jazz music provided by an Austrian band, Manfred Weinberger, and the music is based on Peer Parai Janare, Vaishnava Janto, the famous bhajan. The band plays the trumpet and it is incorporated in the performance, says Guru Bhatte, who feels that experimentation is imperative for art forms. The words contemporary and modern are two different terms in context of Indian dance and art. Any art form, design, film, fashion, music, can be contemporary. Each generation or time cycle brings something to the table of this development in society. But modern means a whole new language. It means new structure, new grammar, new form. So in dance, when we speak of modern Kathak, what does it imply? So, modern dance can be modern, but not Kathak. Kathak can look new with lights and stage and costumes and aesthetics, but not still be called modern. However, modern developments are many. Costumes first. Gone is the fancy and frill, all props like cap, even that was very popular in 50s and 60s. See photos of old Kathak stars like Sitara Devi or Birju Maharaj, and one sees the Mughal cap, the influence of Persian coat. That was the etiquette then. This was important because not covering one's head in presence of a nobleman or ruler was sign of disrespect or insult in North and Central India, and especially in Kathak. Thus, cap went first when Mughal court influence waned and slow revival of Hindu traditions began. It is interesting that while Sitara Devi wore cap, her father created Shiva Tandava and other Durga invoking dances in Kathak, as he felt Kathak had become a Darbari dance. Next went the veil, then heavily laded skirt. All this was in the mid-80s, and when new design and aesthetics desired to make it simpler. From where else but the textile capital of West India, Ahmedabad, where Kumudini Lakhia, trained under renowned masters, undertook to reform and redesign Kathak costume aesthetics. So pastel and earth colors replaced pink and purple of yore. She used different shades of a color in her costumes that she designed herself, and composed the choreography so colors don't clash and come together in a way that they themselves create a design. Excessive chunnis were also done away with, as new gender equality and feminist concerns made costumes for women neutral and less feminine. Form was important, not content. Music is also simplified. Sarangi was replaced by violin and sitar with flute. It was easy to carry these instruments, and if one wished to carry none, then recorded music came to rescue. Although in Kathak, a lot of talking on stage happens as tradition and time filler, breath-catching techniques after rigorous pirouettes and flexing of footwork, so recorded music limits. Maya Rao's years spent in Delhi added both to her knowledge of dance and enhanced the dance scene. Though not one to push herself much, she remained a gracious artist who did work quietly without fanfare. She also was selected in 1960 to go to Moscow, then the cultural capital of dance in Europe, to learn choreography. With N.K. Sivasankaran, an A student of Uday Shankar, she set about to add yet another feather to her crown. That stay made her learn a lot, and she can truly be called the first lady of classical background who properly learned choreography. Her 3-year stay there remained most memorable, for she saw masters' work travel to nearby countries like East Germany, England and France. Upon return, local politics made her key patrons change priorities, but a closed door at Bhadakala Kendra became an opportunity for her to start a long association with Natya Ballet Center in 64, with Kamla Lal, another important patron of dance and music. Her association led to creation of many ballets like Hoysala Vaibhav, Surdas, Amir Khusro, Ramayan Darshana, Tulsi Ke Ram, Venkateshwara Vilasam and Krishna Leela. From 1988, her Natya Institute of Kathak and Choreography was affiliated to Bangalore University. Until recently, through her course, many students have benefited. Today, if Kathak choreography as a discipline have grown manifold in stature in this region, it is thanks to her efforts. She has been the lone candle whose light has dispelled darkness. Her own students, from seniors like Sai Venkatesh, Vijay Martanda, Satya Charka, Shakti Roberts, Sonar Chand, Pasha Sayyid, to younger talents like Madhu, Satyan Raju, Neeru Raju, Nandini Mehta, Ashok Kumar, Tushar Bhatt, Ramya, Brinda Jacob, Janardhan Ars, Ponamma, Anita Santanam, Arpana have shown what good training and great Guru can do. An art form has survived because of Guru Maya Rao. As she strides into her 80s, she can be satisfied she has done a lot for dance, genuinely and affectionately. Pandit Chitresh Das, 1944 to 2015, disciple of Pandit Ram Narayan Mishra, settled in San Francisco area and has collaborated with composer George Ruckert, incorporating Western violin, banjo and synthesizers. He even incorporated the high kicks of French can-can dance and a Mexican mariachi waltz. He created innovative choreographies ahead of his time such as Gold Rush, Energy, Class Tech and Rhythmics. Dancers wore black bodysuits, short silver kurtas and even wore a tank top in one of his choreographies. Some of the music he composed used synthesizers and electric flute. He is famous for his intense high-energy dancing and Kathak yoga that focuses on the union of breath, voice, dance, footwork, and subtle expressions, and sometimes playing an instrument simultaneously. This requires super stamina. It was subject of a doctoral dissertation at Harvard University. Prerna Shrimali, a disciple of Guru Kundanal Gangani, is concerned about what ails the Kathak dance form. She feels a lot of difference have crept in over the years. Kathak has become more of a performing art than anything else, and the proscenium changes a lot. At the performing level, it is difficult to tell the difference between the gharanas of Jaipur, Lucknow or Banaras, unless you are aware of the subtle technical differences such as the bol, rhythmic syllables used in each. Elements like the costumes, makeup, the lighting, and even in some cases, the manner of speaking are same in almost all presentations. The exceptions are legends like Sunaina Hazarilal, who has maintained the distinctiveness in costuming as well as presentation, and Sitara Devi, who is a unique artist. Madhu Maya Rao as a youngster has evolved her own language in creating dance dramas. As a little girl, I followed my sibling by instinct, a more intuitive rather than structured learning. I learned dance through osmosis. Being with my mother was my training. Dance was like a warm memory. I was led into a beautiful world by Kathak by Guru Maya Rao and Chitra Venugopal. I love Kathak, my guru's teaching methodologies. The lyrical beauty juxtaposed with dynamism, the bhav, ang and subtle nuances. But I can't say the same of the system in which it exists. Exploited by the Babu culture, the fight for supremacy between the gharanas, the chelaism, the irritating coquettishness and false servility that is sometimes a prerequisite for dancers. People ask me if I left Kathak for contemporary dance. I firmly believe that dance needs to move away from the shackles of rigidity to become more meaningful. My training at NICS gave me a thorough insight into all integral aspects of choreography, and I still dip into this vast oasis of knowledge while creating. At the same time, I was inducted into the Natya performing unit, and on one of our tours to USA, I stayed back in New York attending classes at Martha Graham Center, Nikolai Louis Lab and Jos Limon Center. For the next few months, I was caught up with buzz in New York, watching shows, meeting inspiring artists, and suddenly I missed India. I realized that my dance, although universal in nature, had to have its essence of India. Dance is not imitation. Learning does not prescribe imitation. So why did I need to perform like a Western contemporary dancer? Nadam's Nandini Mehta and Murli Kalwa have also undertaken works in Kathak and done so with solid results in productions. Nadam, an acronym for Nartana Academy of Dance and Music, since its inception in 1997, staged several productions and also helped to showcase talents from across the country. Through dancing, they also generously give back to the society through fundraising events under the aegis of Kalanadam, their annual festival held in November each year. The production that they have to credit in Kathak are Ritu Dhwani, depicting the season Basant, Varsha, etc. Ramana Namaha, a biography on the life of Saint Sri Ramana Maharishi. Tawaif Ki Kahani, the life of a courtesan. Jai Shri Krishna, Antardhwani, the voice of inner soul, Madanotsava, celebrating the festivals of India, Dasha Avatar, the 10 incarnations of the Lord, Tap Tak, a collaborative creation of Kathak, and tap dance. Based in Bangalore and to have greater outreach of North Indian form, they have presented Kannada and Sanskrit poems by Saint Purandara Dasa, Saint Vyasarya, Saint Tyagaraja, Saint Muthuswami Dikshita, Saint Vallabhacharya. The traditional fame of Kathak has been maintained intact by the duo and their students Smita Srinivasan, Poonacharya, Arpita Banerjee, Samanavit Sharma, Soumya Ravi, Meeta Vinay. To relate with the present times, they have experimented with different genres of music.